Oh, the timeless story of Les Misérables is making a triumphant return to Seattle in the Fifth Avenue Theater with a performance now through June 17th.
And here to share all about the heartbreaking and hopeful story of survival, the love, the redemption.
Yeah. A lot.
The U.S. touring cast members, Haley Dorch and Nick Cartel. Welcome. How are you guys?
Good.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to Studio 13 Live.
Yes,
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you. And it is a story. It's, first of all, just been around so long. It's about so many things that still matter to people. Actually, yeah. It's something that is still very modern. So let's get into it, okay? Haley, you are making your national debut. So what does that feel like for you?
I mean, it's insane. It's so incredibly humbling, and I'm so grateful. I love the people that I work with, and I'm so fortunate to be in such a spectacular production. I mean, Les Mis right off the bat is so insane to me. But I've really enjoyed my time, and I'm really grateful.
Yeah. Any pointers you've given her?
You know, she does very well on her own, let me tell you. Yeah. But I mean, it is to be in part of such an epic show. I mean, you said that it's been running for a very long time, 37 years. So to be part of that history it's mind-blowing sometimes when you actually sit back and think about it.
Exactly.
So Les Mis takes place 19th century France, really goes through the ringer of the emotions. For those who haven't seen the show or read the story, without spoiling anything, what's the best way to summarize exactly what they're going to see?
I think what they're going to go see is they're going to see this story about my character Valjean and his journey pretty much through his life after he gets out of prison. But really what the heart of our story is it's a story about redemption and love and sacrifice and a true survival of the human spirit. And I feel like now more than ever, audiences connect with that because of what we've all been through collectively with the pandemic. And so we are finding audiences that are coming back to the theater because they want to experience live theater. They want to experience that sitting in the dark with a group of people all going through kind of a shared experience together, watching the story unfold on stage, watching the sacrifices that our characters go throughout this journey, and the fight that we all have within ourselves. And I feel like that's something that resonates with our audiences now, for sure.
I really think so. And Haley, your character, of course, Fantine, gives up so much, so much through the course of the story. And I think it's easy to argue that it is for a very deep kind of love. So what is it that you want audiences to take away from the character of Fantine and the way you perform her?
I think that the beauty of Fantine and the sacrifices that she's willing to make is that the fact that she keeps going. You think that at the end of I Dreamed a Dream, you know, she says, life has killed the dream I dreamed. So I'm done, you know, this is the end of my story and I'm going to give up because my dream is dead and there is no hope for me. But yet she still keeps going, and she is extremely vulnerable and she wears her heart on her sleeve, but she has this fierceness to her, and she's just like the most persistent person I know.
A good example for all of us, I think.
Is there a favorite moment from the production? From the moment the curtain goes up to the moment the curtain goes down, the one, and again, no spoilers, is there like a moment where you're like, I love this, like next 60 seconds, next 2, 3, 4 minutes?
I mean, for me, I always say one of my favorite moments is getting to sing Bring 'Em Home every night, getting to sit on the barricade and just have that moment of just stillness and just being able to sing that song and think about the sacrifices that Valjean makes. And during the pandemic, I had a daughter, and so the sacrifices that I daily make, you know, and would make for my daughter, and think about the sacrifices that Valjean makes for his adopted daughter, because that really brings it full circle for me. So for me, that's my favorite moment.
I think that is beautiful, yes. And I think that my favorite moment definitely is the epilogue, which we have talked about.
We have talked about it, yeah.
And
we share it together.
I've talked about it so many times, and I've talked about it with Nick. I think the moment where we all come together in the end and we just talk about, you know, we're going to keep telling this story and who will join us, and we're going to keep persisting together. I think, like you said, the story is so much about persisting, and it's really beautiful.
Wow, that is beautiful. And during the break, we were actually talking about how Les Mis is my husband's favorite stage performance. And truly, truly, from when I knew him to after we had a child, it's like he feels the feelings so much more deeply. But I want to talk about some other very deep feelings that I'm sure you guys were feeling. Now, Nick, you have played Jean Valjean in the past.
Yep.
Pre-pandemic. Then there was this period of no work, which had to be just devastating because not only is it your livelihood, but it's something that is your passion. So both of you, talk to me about what that was like for you, and now that you're coming out of it, how you feel.
I mean, it definitely was, you know, the pandemic hit our industry specifically so hard because we are in an industry where we rely on an audience to be out there, to be experiencing it with us. So to step away from that and to kind of just sit back and sit with ourselves a bit, I think was life-changing for a lot of us because it made us actually go, what is important to us? What is truly valuable to us? And for me, it's family, and it's also knowing that I do have a passion for this and a love to do this and to share this story. So to get to come back to this after the pandemic and to relaunch this tour and to take it back out across the country, you know, what Haley was saying is humbling, and it truly is a dream come true, and to get to do this and to perform this show each night and share this story is something that is a responsibility that I know I don't take lightly at all.
Me as well. I mean, it's funny, the pandemic happened the year I graduated high school.
Wow.
So I graduated high school in 2020, and then I went to college and did Zoom University, as a lot of us did. And it was really hard not having any performance opportunities when all I had known for, you know, all throughout my high school years was performing, and all I do is perform. And then there was just a period of darkness, like you said. And then this opportunity came along, and it's one of my first times ever being back on stage since the pandemic started. And like Nick said, it's not something you can take lightly because we know now what it's like to have it taken away. And I know that for audiences too, when I go see shows, I'm like, I am so excited for this to be happening. Live theater, thank goodness. And I'm excited that we get to share that story for other people as well.
I got to make sure I do the math right. You're 3 years removed from high school, and you're on stage
Yeah.
in Seattle doing Les Mis.
I turned 21 a few months ago on tour.
Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Congratulations. You can now go to the after party. Yay!
Exactly.
It's awesome. That was my favorite part.
So when you were mentioning earlier, you know, everybody together, the lights are out, and we were talking off the air a little while ago, you can hear people in the audience, correct?
Oh yeah, and I think that that's the thing that is exciting about live theater is we can hear the audience. We hear, you know, the applause. We feel that energy that the audience gives us, and that's what also feeds us. You know, I mean, 8 shows a week is a very tiring schedule, but without that audience out there to give us the energy that they do each night, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So it is to hear that applause, to hear them crying maybe at the end, or to hear the sniffles and as we go through the show, or to hear the laughter in the lighter moments in the show. It helps to give us the energy we need in order to do it. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Coughing
as much as it
I know.
coughing maybe at the most time.
Cough, so we apologize in advance.
Bring some throat drops, you know, make sure they're unwrapped before we go in there. Yeah, have a glass of water.
Anybody ever say anything in the audience or make a noise, whatever it is, that breaks somebody on stage up or breaks them out of character accidentally?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And you know, exactly.
It's never fun.
There's a moment where we use gunshots in the show, and there's a moment that a gun goes off in the show. It's completely all safe and there's no live ammunition, but there's a gunshot that goes off, and it does scare audience members sometimes. So we'll hear an audience member shriek or something like that, and that usually everybody's like, oh gosh, okay. Yeah, we have to pull ourselves back together.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both so much. This has been amazing, and of course you can check out Les Mis or Les Misérables at the 5th Avenue Theater, playing now through June 17th. We do have a link for more info on our website. Thanks again. We'll be right back.